Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Faluan, and today we'll be revisiting Venom, my Poison Master build. There have been a few questions lately about how this build and playstyle stack up against dragons, so I figured that the best way to answer them was with another video. Throughout Skyrim, there are plenty of enemies that are vulnerable to poisons, but don't have pockets, such as giants, Falmer, and of course, dragons. To poison such enemies, you will have to apply poison to a weapon. Any weapon will do, but to minimize the damage done by the actual weapon, you can use the wieldable fork, or you can use the longbow with the practice arrows. The fork does only 1 damage, while the practice arrows do 0 damage, thereby keeping the damage from the longbow down to 6. Of course, using these weapons will still train the respective skills, but because their base damage is the lowest in each class, it will be a slow process. The concentrated poisons perk from the alchemy skill tree makes the poison last for 2 hits when applied to a weapon, and is definitely an essential perk if you want to take this build through the campaign. So, how do you get these weapons? Well, one of the locations that I visit to get the wieldable fork is Redwater Den, which is found here in the rift between Riften and Iverstead. You just need to sneak out the back and make your way up the path to this forge here. To the left, on this table, is a set of wieldable cutlery. The knife does a bit more damage than the fork though, so I'll leave that where it is. The other location I like is Bloodskull Barrow, which is here on the western coast of Solstein. Just head up this tower, and on the table here you'll actually find 2 of the wieldable forks. For ranged weapons, the longbow will continue to spawn even at higher levels. You can sometimes find them for sale with a blacksmith, but more likely you can find it on bandits or other NPCs. To get the training arrows, you need to head east from Falkreath and follow the path up the mountains until you reach Angie's camp, which you can find here on the map. She will have 2 quivers of the arrows, one here by the entrance to a shack, and another down by her training area. These will respawn every few in-game days, or you can pickpocket one onto an NPC that is practicing archery to have them duplicate the arrows for you. Now, before we can go and spawn and poison some dragons, there's one more issue. In order to get the Dragonstone, we need to deal with some Draugr. Some enemies, like the Draugr, can't be pickpocketed and are immune to poisons. To get around this without relying on a combat skill, you'll need a follower. It might take a while for your follower to defeat the enemies for you, so it's up to you whether you want to add destruction, one-handed, or archery to your version of this build. Once that's done, you're ready to face a dragon. Unfortunately, dragons aren't affected by poisons of slow or poisons of paralysis. Personally, I like to hit them with weakness to poison first, then a combined damage health and lingering damage health poison. Lingering damage health is particularly useful since the dragon will continue to take damage as it flies out of reach. And there you have it, a poisoned dragon.
Let's make sure that overgrown lizard is really dead.
2 other things before the end. First, you can also get the Poison Rune spell from Neloth in Tel Mithryn. The Poison Rune spell is from the Restoration School, but this build already takes advantage of the Necromage perk, so you will have high enough restoration to obtain this spell. Unfortunately, this is a very weak spell, so it is not a viable option on Legendary difficulty. Additionally, the Poison Aura from the Ebony Mail apparently counts as an effect and not as a poison. This means that it can be used to poison enemies that are otherwise immune to poisons. Again, like the Poison Rune spell, this is very low DPS and not viable on Legendary difficulty. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to everyone who subscribes to my channel, leaves a comment, or likes the videos. If you have any other ideas on how to augment this build, or other comments, I'd love to hear them. This is also my first time doing a voiceover for one of my videos, so let me know what you think. Maybe I'll do it again. Thanks again, and I hope to see you all next time.